Alright, today we're taking our Unit 2, Week 2 reading test. We're going to have an essay today, too. We'll get to that after we're done reading. But first you'll need your test and then the answer key that our answer is going to go on. Remember, we're just doing half of it, so we'll just have number 11 through 20. Right now, get your name on both these sheets of paper. Then we'll begin by reading our story first. Feel free to underline anything that you think is important as we go. The Pepper Palace. Hector, Rosa, Grandma Maria said, take the brooms and go sweep the sidewalk outside the restaurant. I want it as neat as a pin out there. Ooh, that's one of those similes. As neat as a pin. Rosa frowned and replied, Grandma, I want to go play with Lori. Why do I always have to do chores at the restaurant? Asked Hector. I hate this old restaurant. Why, Hector and Rosa Santa, Grandma Maria said. Santana, Grandma Maria said, shocked. The Pepper Palace is the most important thing in our family. This restaurant is at the heart of the Santana family. Have I ever told you how it started? No, Grandma, Rosa said, her brown eyes as big as saucers. Please tell us. Grandma Maria, Rosa, and Hector sat at one of the empty tables at the restaurant. Grandma Maria told the story of her own grandparents, Luisa and Juan. Luisa and Juan lived in a small village in Mexico. Juan was a wonderful gardener. He grew tomatoes as red as the setting sun. His chili peppers were hot, hot, hot. His bell peppers were as sweet as honey, and his corn grew tall and golden. Luisa was a marvelous cook and always used Juan's beautiful vegetables. Everyone in town loved to eat their food. We should go to the United States, Luisa said to Juan. We could work hard and open a restaurant there. It would be our very own business. It would be a dream come true. On the back of that sheet, Luisa and Juan had to wait many months before they could come to this country. Juan had an aunt who lived in Texas. When the time finally came, they went to live with her. Juan worked at gardening, the job he loved. Luisa cooked for people's parties and special events. After several years, they were able to open their own restaurant, this restaurant, the Pepper Palace. The Pepper Palace was very popular right from the start. People came from far away, hungry as bears, waking from their long winter nap. They came hungry, but after eating the dishes Luisa cooked with Juan's vegetables, they left happy and full. When Luisa and Juan had children, they helped in the restaurant. Their son Carlos took over cooking. When Carlos had children, his oldest daughter Maria became the cook. That is me, said Grandma Maria. You see, this restaurant was my grandparents' dream. They came to this country to make their dream come true. Now Texas is our home. Wow, said Hector. Maybe when I grow up, I can cook at the Pepper Palace. No, I want to cook, Rosa protested. Grandma Maria laughed. You can both cook, she promised. You can both carry on our family's dream. Let's flip it over to look at number 1. Sorry, number 11. Where we're going to use this sheet and fill in which letter we think it is. Number 11. People came from far away, as hungry as bears waking from their long winter nap. The author compares people to bears to show how big they were, loud they were, how much they wanted food, how scary they were to Luisa and Juan. It says they're hungry as bears. Does that have anything to do with being big? Nope. Loud? Nope. How much they wanted food? No, it could work. How scary? No, so it's got to be C. Remember, your answers go on this one, so 11, C. Number 12. Which of the following details would best support the story's lesson? Rosa is upset that she cannot play with Lori. Luisa and Juan lived in a small village in Mexico. Hector and Rosa do not want to sweep the sidewalk. Or Juan and Luisa worked hard to open their restaurant. What would be the lesson? Well, not wanting to sweep the sidewalk was just a small part. I'm being upset. That was just at the beginning. So the lesson be that they lived in a small village, or would it be that they worked hard to open their restaurant? Well, this is all about hard work, right? So it would be I worked hard to open their restaurant. Number 13. Grandma Maria, Rosa, and Hector sat at one of the empty tables in the restaurant. Which word has the opposite meaning of the word empty? One of the empty tables. What would be the opposite of empty? Broken, clean, full, or light? Whichever one it is, go ahead and fill in the letter on number 13 on your sheet. Number 14, which of the following best describes Luisa and Juan? Are they afraid of failing, eager to please, envious of others, or determined to succeed? Think about the end of the story. When I grow up, I can cook at Pepper Palace. No, I want to cook. You can both carry on our family's dream. So what does that mean? Are they afraid of failing? No. Eager to please? No. So we got two choices left. What do you think? Would they be envious of other people, or are they determined to have success and be a cook at their family's restaurant? Number 15. His bell peppers were as sweet as honey, and his corn grew tall and golden. The author compares bell peppers to honey to describe their color, their smell, the way they feel, or the way they taste. Saying they're sweet as honey is that their color, smell, feel, or taste. Can't be their smell. So would sweet be a color, a feel, or a taste? Number 16. What is the best summary of the story? Juan was a wonderful gardener. Luisa was a marvelous cook and used Juan vegetables. Everyone in town enjoyed their cooking. That's true, but that only tells the first part of the story. Hector and Rosa tell Grandma Maria they do not want to do the chores at Pepper Palace. Grandma Maria tells Hector and Rosa a story. Yeah, but that's not really quite getting at the deeper message yet. Grandma Maria tells Hector and Rosa how her grandparents started the Pepper Palace. They realize how important the restaurant is to their family. That sounds like that could be it. Let's make sure it's not I. Luisa and Juan waited many months to move to the United States. They moved in with Juan's aunt in Texas. They worked very hard to open their own restaurant. That summarizes the story Grandma Maria told, but the best summary is this lesson, right? We get our lesson of what was happening of Grandma Maria telling Hector and Rosa that story so that they realized how important that restaurant is. Last four. He grew tomatoes as red as the setting sun. The author compares tomatoes to the setting sun, A, to describe their taste, B, to describe their color, C, to describe how big they are, or D, to describe how hot they are. Red as the setting sun. Is red a taste, a color? Describe how big they are or how hot they are. Don't get confused by how hot they are. So is red how big they are, their color, or their taste? Number 18. The lesson of this story is grandmothers can be very wise. Family is more important than working. Dreams can come true with hard work, or brothers and sisters should work together. Which of those was the lesson? Which one talks about working really hard, following your dreams? Number 19. Read these sentences from the story. No, Grandma, Rosa said, her brown eyes as big as saucers. Please tell us. The author compares Rosa's eyes to saucers to show how brown they look, how sparkly they look, how beautiful she looked, or how surprised she looked. Think about someone having really, really wide eyes. Is that because they're brown, because they're sparkly, because they're beautiful, or because they're surprised? Well, that's what we call when someone's surprised. When they're surprised, we say, maybe we think of them having really, really wide eyes. They're shocked. And finally, number 20. How do Hector and Rosa feel about the restaurant after their grandmother tells them the story about how it started? They feel brave, comfortable, proud, or relieved. When you're done with that, you can put this to the side, but turn back to the front page. Turn back here, and then take out your essay. Today our goal is going to be to fill up half the lines on our essay because we only read one of the stories. Put your name at the top. The question says, what does the lesson from the Pepper Palace tell you about why people move to a new country? All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we have to have our topic sentence. We have to say, what does the lesson tell you about why people move to a new country? So I'm going to start with the title of the story. In the Pepper Palace, notice how you put quotation marks around the name of the story because it's a short story. It's not a whole book. We learned a lesson about why people move to a new country. Notice how I put the question, I turned it right into my topic sentence. So what does the lesson from the Pepper Palace tell you about why people move to a new country? In the Pepper Palace, we learned a lesson about why people move to a new country. Today, let's just go with 2 reasons. Okay, there are 2 reasons to a new place. Then we're going to go with talking about those 2 reasons. The first reason, well, what reasons did Juan and Luisa move? To work very hard and open their own restaurant there. Okay? The first reason people move is to start a new life. In the story, right, these are text evidence. Where do we know that from the story? In the story, from Mexico to the United States to start a new country. Sorry, start a new life. Okay, what was the second reason then? What were they trying to open? Well, a restaurant. They were following their dreams. Second reason people move is to follow their dreams. Man, thanks for your diligence as you work really hard to make sure you have all the parts of our answer on your essay. Wanted to open their own restaurant. They moved to do it. All right, so we said there were two reasons. Now we did our first reason and we did our second reason. So now we just need a concluding sentence to finish it off. Why do people move to a new country? So in conclusion, right? People move to a new country for a better life and to follow their dreams. Excellent. Now, if you stayed with me and yours looks just like mine, you know you earned an A+ on your reading test essay for today. So go ahead, just put an A+ at the top of your paper. So I know you watched this video and you followed along with me. I'll leave it sitting here. Go ahead, pause the video if you need, if you're still working on getting it done at the bottom of the page.